Hi Aries, welcome to your reading. My name is Edgar Mendez, and today we are doing what your person's current feelings are for you, and we're going to look at their next move as well as their intentions. I want to thank you for being here. Thank you for clicking on this video. Don't forget to like and comment. I do want to let you all know I am offering private readings, especially same-day readings, as well as Akashic Karma clearing and healing. If that's something that interests you, please take a look. If it doesn't stand out yet, don't purchase unless you feel called to. Anyways, let's see. For Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. For all those that will click on this video, all those Aries or viewers, what is happening in their connection right now? What is the overall energy in their connection right now? Overall energy. We have two cards that are standing out to me. The first one's gonna be the Four of Pentacles, and then we have the Nine of Wands. I feel like you're holding on to each other, yet you are trying to put it behind you. So maybe your connection is to no contact, or maybe your connection is like when you hold on to a connection or someone that you should let go of, right? Maybe you're in each other's lives, but it does feel like you're holding on to the connection while trying to let it go at the same time. And I know these feel like these are very contradictory energies or very contradictory stances that we have, but we are multidimensional, right? We have many opinions about stuff, right? And I feel like there's a part of you that wants to hold on, right? Probably forever, right? I'm sorry, we have a being of light there, and then I feel like with the Nine of Wands reverse, part of you knows that you should let go of it at the same time, right? Our life and we in love, it doesn't always happen the way we think it's going to, or the way that we were taught, right? I feel like there is this message coming through where you are neither letting go or holding on, right? Neither releasing nor making it work, right? Or building something here. It feels like you're in this in-between, cross, right? In my experience, you're probably your adult self is telling you maybe you should hold on, while your inner child is saying we should let go, or vice versa. In my experience, it's vice versa. Your inner child always holds on, while the adult self is saying we should probably let go, right? The inner child's always right, but it also understands that we have to heal. It also understands the path, right? I remember when I was doing my own healing journey, and one of the things that I understood is that I had to let go for my highest good, right? I had to for my purpose, for my life, right? Or even getting myself back together. I had to let go of my person, even though my inner child didn't want to. My inner child understood in that moment. I needed that, right? I feel like you have some of this. Your inner child's holding on, while your adult self is saying, it logically, they're not in your life, you should let go, right? And you're a little bit crossed, right? It's very normal, right? It's very typical. You have to connect to the inner child again. Reconnecting to the inner child is key. The inner child is telling me that it will only reconnect with you when it's ready. So when that time strikes, do it, right? The inner child does not like to be rushed. I do want to emphasize that. I remember when I was doing my healing, I told my inner child they could have as much time as they needed, right? And in that moment, it allow us to come together. I feel like you have some of this, okay? Anyway, so let's take a look here. So angels and a moon and guides. What are this person's current feelings? What are Aries' person's current feelings for Aries? What are Aries' person's current feelings for Aries? Let's take a look here, Aries. What are Aries' person's current feelings for Aries? Let's take a look here. The first card we have is going to be the Witch. Interesting. The Witch is a number one. It's the Magician card. Interesting. We have the second card is going to be the Nine of Cups. Interesting. It feels like this person feels like you tried to manifest their connection, and you saw them as your wish fulfillment, or you saw them as your everything, or you saw them as this person that you would likely marry, right? That's how they feel you felt about them, right? They feel like you weren't able to manifest it, or you weren't able to bring it into the physical, right? I feel like your connection exists, right, but it's not here, right? And I feel this person feels like you weren't able to manifest it the way you wanted it to. It does feel like you had a lot of the control or the reins of the connection, or at least it felt that way towards them, because I think it mattered to you, right? That's actually how it was for me. Like, I cared about my connection, right? So I did the work to do it, right? Or did the work to bring it into physical. I didn't feel like my person did, right? I feel like you have a little bit of this with this person. Like, yep, you care, right, about this. You understand what this means, but you have someone here who doesn't get it, right? And they feel like you weren't able to to realize it. Okay, we have the sun reverse again. There's Metatron. With that sun being its reverse, just some sadness there, right? You know that this person is a really bright light for you, right? But when it's reversed, it's kind of cloudy, right? I feel like you may not be seeing them as well. I don't think this person saw you as clearly as you saw them, and I don't think they recognized or appreciated you as much as you appreciated them. Nine of Pentacles is all about appreciation, right? You may be single for some of you as well. You don't have to be. We also have the Empress. The Empress is that card that is everything. This person finds you very, very, very sexually attractive as well. Very alluring. Never underestimate that magnetism. And that's coming through from Jesus. All right. God as well, right? Or God. Right? And we have the Spirit of Swords as well. Spirit of Swords is the King of Swords here. One thing that comes through is they feel like they taught you a lot. And I feel like it's kind of coming from this person's higher self, or just part of them. The way that like Earth is right now, Earth is very open with everything. With the return of Jesus, actually, it's why it's open. But everything's very, very open, right? And this person's looking at this and thinking, damn, I taught Aries a lot, right? And I'm sure they did, right? But it's not always people's intention, right? It's what we make of it. And I feel like this person and you had a very interesting dynamic that you made the most of, right? You may not have gotten the person, but you got the lessons, you got the healing, and you got the growth from that, and it helped you evolve, right? And this person's looking at this and thinking, oh, I did that for them. I don't know, right? I think Aries did it for themselves. I think you helped, right? But there is a little bit of that coming through. This person sees you as very powerful. They like how you communicate as well. They also see that when you don't get your way, your communication takes a nosedive. And we all have to be more aware of the times when we are more negative, right? You know, we are very positive. We are very high vibrational. This is Earth after all, right? Earth walk is very negative, but we are not, right? Sorry, I'll leave like that. And this person understands that when your life maybe goes south or this connection went south, the way you spoke to them and the way you saw them and the way you felt about them went with it. All of us understand what unconditional love is, right? We get it, right? It may have been lacking at times, or it may have been lacking at specific parts of your connection or your dynamic, and it's not something to like, oh, I can't do it, right? Of course you can, right? But it takes practice, it takes work, and it takes dedication. I do feel here the next time you meet, you are going to embody that unconditional love, right? The one that they're looking for, by the way. I think, I don't know, but it does feel though that this person is calling you out a little bit, Aries, right? Anyway, we have two more cards that came out. We have the Seven of Cups with the Five of Wands reversed. Some of like the fights that you had were in your head. Were all fantasies, right? You know, sometimes we think about the way we see things or we perceive things can make us feel one way or make us think this one thing's happening. A really good example for this as a tarot reader, right, is I see this a lot where they didn't tell me they love me, so they don't, right? That's not true, right? You don't need someone to tell you they love you to know that they love you, right? Or to feel that love, right? You know, and I feel like this person sees some of like I don't know how to phrase that. So some of the fights that you had, or some of the blocks that your connection that appeared in your connection, were to do with some fantasies that you had, or you were leaning into stuff that you weren't sure about, right? So there is a message about being more kind. Okay. Anyway, and we have as the last one, the Ace of Pentacles. They know your value. This person knows your value. They find you very sexually attractive, by the way, but they know your value. And with the Spirit of Cups reversed here as well, they're not ready emotionally, or I want to say like from a more like balanced place to show you how they feel yet, right? But it feels like one day they do want to. Let's take a look here. What is this person's intentions for Aries? This person's intentions for Aries. What are this person's intentions right now for Aries, please? Also, I don't want to remind you, don't forget to like and comment. And if you want to book with me, please book. What are this person's intentions for Aries? This person's intentions for Aries. Let's see. We're drawing a lot. I feel like this person may not know yet, or they're not sure. We have the Eight of Swords. Again, this person's very conflicted. The Eight of Swords sometimes about repeating patterns. It could be about repeating cycles as well. it's all about being trapped in your head. I don't think this person knows, right, with this awakening card, what they want with your connection yet, right? But I feel like they're in when we enter our higher selves and we see things from a higher perspective, which is where I feel like this person is right now. They're like, I don't want the old. Does it make sense? Like, I don't want what happened to keep happening, right? I want something new. And this is someone who I feel like they're very committed to having our balanced, harmonious connection. And a lot of us are, especially after you awaken, especially after you deal with your very first spiritual connection, especially after you go through that dark night, right? You don't go back to those, right? You don't want the old, right? And how do we get that? We practice, right? Compassion, true compassion is what Kuan Yin's saying, but I want to say also unconditional love, right? How can I embody that? And how can I practice what I preach? And you know that you love this person unconditionally and you love them forever, no matter what, right? But how can I put that into practice? How can I how could I show up that way, or how can I be that, right? I feel like this is your lesson right now, Aries, and I think it's this person's is as well, right? A lot of people are looking at this thinking, I know I can do unconditional love, right? But how, right? How do I do it, right? And I feel like this is a message for a lot of people. But with the awakening here and the Eight of Wands, this person, I feel, may know and like intuitively what they want, but they're not ready to express that yet. Let's see. Any other intentions that this person has towards Aries? Intentions for Aries. Let's see. We have the first one's going to be the Warrior of Swords. Interesting. Reverse. Sorry, it's true. We have the Ace of Wands upright. Ace of Wands, interesting. I feel like this person wants to take your connection slow. They don't want to rush to the finish line. They don't want to rush to the altar. They don't want to rush down the aisle. They don't want to rush to have kids. This person's looking for this experience that they have with you, their very first spiritual connection, which is a lot of people's, by the way, I think. I don't know. It's kind of coming through like that, so I'm going to leave it. Like it takes years, like lifetimes, right, to finally have your spiritual connection, right? And I feel like a lot of people are there, but we'll see. Anyway, sorry. What's coming through though is like I don't want to rush there, right? With this introspection reverse, this person knows that they do want to get out of their head and they do want to get make it real into the physical, right? They want to like stop fantasizing about this. They want to live it, right? They do know that, right? But they don't want to rush to the ends. And they're not looking to just get there, right? With the High Priestess here, in its reverse, I feel like this person is getting ready to reveal their feelings, or they want to, but they don't want that, like, with that Spirit of the Wands, rushing straight to that finish line. This person is looking for something a little bit slower, or they're looking for something that has a nice, even pace, right? And it's an interesting thing. It kind of comes from them, right? If you're open to that, they're open to that, and they want to try that. And I feel like you would like it more. And my experience, and it's just, this is coming through from like the last year. There's nothing wrong with taking it slow. Okay. Anyway, let's see. What are this person's next moves towards Aries? This person's next move, let's take a look here. Aries, we have freedom. Interesting. They want to, whatever current dynamic you have with the Chariot, they want to blow past all those blocks. Earlier today, I was doing my mantra. I was doing it with Source, and he said, ask for blocks removed. And I was like, blocks? Oh, great, right? Finally, I can do that. I feel like your connection may have a lot of blocks to it, or there may be blocks that exist. This person just wants to like blow right through, right? They don't want whatever issues you have to stop your connection from forming, right? Right? Sorry, with the Spirit of Pentacles here, sorry, this is the King of Pentacles. They are very much looking to create something real in this life, okay, with you, all right? Our real in general. We have the next move as well, the Seven of Pentacles. Some waiting is going to happen. I don't feel like you're going to... I don't feel like you're going to hear from them right away, but I do feel with this freedom and the Seven of Pentacles, this person is waiting for the right time to remove the blocks, waiting for the right time to remove any obstacles, and they're also waiting for the right time to prove themselves that they're committed to this. I do feel like in the past that this person may not have shown that, right? They may have been wanting to stay single, or they may have wanted to like keep whatever they've like earned for themselves to themselves, right? But now, right, what this person really is looking for with that Nine of Pentacles, is to show you that they mean it, right? It's a really beautiful thing when someone's like not just telling you or that they want you, that they're doing the work, or they're for real, right? I don't know if you've ever felt that, but it's a beautiful thing. We have the Six of Cups. They want to return to your life if that's possible. They want to stop this as well. This is the revolution card. The 16. This is the Tower, right? The Tower, it's like upheaval. It's really big shifts that happen, right? We have time to prepare, right? It's number 16, not number 1. But I just want to say that, by the way. Sorry, this is funny. We have time to prepare for this, but this person is looking for a shift in your connection. And they do need time, I guess. That's also it. But they're looking to make a shift, right? They're not looking for the same. And this person, if you're willing to like move with them, right? And that includes, I even want to see how you may see things. This person is willing to move with you. With the Five of Pentacles coming through as well, it's all about lack, right? This person wants to leave all the lack or all the issues you have in the past, and they want victory here, right? This is another freedom card. And number 6 is 6 of Wands. It's all about setting yourself free. I feel like this person wants to set themselves free from something, as well. All right, let's see. Is there anything else, please, for Aries? Anything else? Any guidance that you have for Aries? Let's get a tarot or oracle card. Let's see. Let's use this one. Guidance for Aries. What messages or guidance do you have for Aries? Let's see. We at the bottom we have the Divine Mother. What messages and guidance do you have for Aries? Let's see. Aries guidance on the situation. We have the first one's going to be deep emotions. We have unknown feelings and past life influences. If you don't know, for one, you have past lives with your person, right? And do you think those past life things worked out swimmingly? I don't think so, right? There's issues that you have to work through. Probably karma, right? There's unknown feelings. So sometimes you could be around people and feel a certain way, not really know why you feel that way. That goes good or bad, right? You can feel love towards them. Like, why do I feel such deep love for this person, right? Beautiful. And sometimes you can feel other stuff, right? Why do I feel ache or pain when I'm around them? These feelings are unknown, right? Dig deep into your feelings, dig deep into your emotional body, dig deep into your well, right? And you're gonna start to discover things about your past with this person and with yourself that may need tending to or may need healing. Okay. This is number 15, which is linked to the devil, right? Devil's also about attachment, right? You may be attached to these feelings because they make you maybe feel a certain way, right? Another message that's kind of coming through is sometimes we don't want to let go of our pain, right? And because we don't want to let them close or let them in again, right? I don't want to say that. I know it's for someone, but it's just a message about sometimes we're angry at them and we don't know why, right? And it's our job to discover why. It's usually something about us, but it's important that you dig deeper into your emotional body, into your emotions, and what you're feeling. One thing I came to from the tarot reader: emotions are not facts, right? Just because you feel like they don't love you doesn't make that true, right? Just because you feel like maybe you don't love them doesn't make that true either, right? Or anything under the sun, right? My message to you is for you to work through those things. The only thing that's real is love in the end, by the way. We have another one's going to be telepathy. You may have a lot of telepathic communication. Telepathy is really annoying, by the way. You can talk to pretty much anyone with it. Anyway, very annoying. But my message to you with that, with the telepathy, is you're probably talking to this person more than you realize, right? You're probably working through some issues more than you realize, and sometimes you're triggering each other, right? This is why you want to dig deeper into that emotional body. The next card we have is going to be the Divine Mother. Again, nurturing, compassion, and grace. A message kind of coming through from the Divine Mother is for you to nurture yourself, right? But let me look at what this card means. It's number 37, which breaks down to a 10. Sorry, I don't mean to burp, everyone. Okay. The Divine Mother. Surrounded by golden light of purity and creative power, this beautiful symbol of eternal maternity brings the energy of care and compassion to your life. Whatever gender we identify as, there is a Divine Mother in each of us. Truth, right? It lives in the eternal light that feeds us, nurtures us, and nurtures the world through us. Oh, such a beautiful energy that's coming through. It lives in our choices. It lives in our choices, our tenderness, and in our loving energy. I love that. First, this card reminds you to prioritize your own self care. You know, one of the things that I will admit, and this is something that I promise you, I've mastered like at least the twin flame connection. Anyway, I'm on. Sorry. One thing that I can tell you for sure, it's very hard for us to care for ourselves when there are twins around, or when we are around our spiritual family or our spiritual connections. We don't tend to ourselves. I can tell you, like like I've gone like literally like I eat right, you don't brush your teeth, stuff like that. It's happened to me, and it's because they're around, right? We don't want to, right? We don't think we need to, but it's important that we always put ourselves first, especially self-care, especially our hygiene, especially things that make us feel good, right? Because we're feeling so great when you're next to them. We don't think we need those things, but in truth we do, right? I feel like the message is that you need to learn to put yourself first, even when you know about them, even when you have them in your life, and even when they're very close to you, right? And if you can do that, you can spend even more time with them and have an even deeper connection, right? All of us get hit with this, and it comes out of like left field because we don't see it coming, right? It's very hard for us to care for ourselves when our twins are around and when they're in our life. And this is why situations with them are so fleeting. Okay, I say think so. I'm still workshopping that one. I'm gonna work on my guides on that one, but in fact, it's time to become our own loving mother. If you've been dismissing something related to your own needs or preferences, that is crazy, right? If you've been dismissing something related to your own needs or preferences, muster up the courage to nurture and prioritize yourself. So effing hard. I don't mean to swear, by the way, when we have them in our life. It is so hard to work out. It's so hard to do all those things, right, that make us feel good, that tend to ourselves, right? They say tend to your garden. It's never dishonoring to others when you truly honor yourself, and that is the truth, right? It's kind of coming through from the soul, where sometimes we may feel that way, but I'll leave it there. And there may be someone who needs some care or compassion from you as well. Open your heart to the opportunity, but remember to strike a balance between the energy you give others and the energy you give yourself. Your loving care will go much further if you stop to fill your own reservoir along the way, right? And on a purely practical level, this card can also herald parenthood, right, for you or someone close to you. The Divine Mother breathes the vital spark into family and fertility, productivity, into anything important, creative endeavors, right? You may be conceiving. Call on her gracious assistance and let her creative juices flow. The affirmation is: I choose to increase the tender feelings in my life. As I bring loving care to myself, I expand the energy of love in the world. And this is coming through from the dragons. Wait, you see that, by the way? I don't know if you can see that. Sorry, everyone, but the last card we're gonna have is we got Sacred Purpose. Let's see. One last card, please. We have it coming through from Metatron. He has two for us. We have the Shamanic Journey. Some of you need to take this journey, right? They say sweatshop. This is the I'm not a mover. You know, some people like they travel. Like I see like Sekma, right, traveling the world and all that beautiful stuff. Such craziness, by the way. Choosing pyramids and all that stuff. Even Jam Goddess, right? I saw her traveling and went to Egypt. So crazy, right? People take these journeys, these shamanic journeys. I'm more of a homebody, right? So I think more sweatshop kind of stuff, right? Whatever your journey is, there is need to take it, right? It helps you attune to yourself. It comes through very strongly from the American Indians as well, or Indians, right? And then we have the sacred action, decisive focus here. I feel like it's time to start taking action towards that journey. All right. And I'm gonna leave it there for you, Aries. I want to thank you for being here. Don't forget to like and comment. I do offer same-day readings, awful healings, and 30-minute readings as well as live readings. I'm also gonna be doing like a guided meditation soon. I'm probably gonna set it up maybe later this week. So be on the lookout for that and take care. Bye, Aries.